and welcome once again to STL Soccer Talk, the video edition. I'm Tom Timmermann, beat writer for the Post-Dispatch for covering St. Louis City, joined by Beth O'Malley. Hello, Beth.
Hi, Tom.
So, in a way, we could say nothing has changed since last week because St. Louis City has still not scored a goal and still not allowed a goal. So it's back-to-back 0-0 games. Plenty
They
of
haven't
nothing.
lost a game.
They have not lost a game.
They haven't won a game.
No. They have not scored a goal. They have not allowed a goal.
I think that, frankly, is that they haven't scored a goal is the most alarming statistic that we can talk about, because the offense still did not look great during the second game. The defense was doing as much as they could, but there was no organized attack being formed off from the back line.
No, there was not. Well, but the attack was not forming in a lot of places.
In a lot of
and
places.
it really to the midfield, they just didn't progress up the field.
There was no
very
organized
well.
attack.
Yes, yeah, and whether, but yeah, the need to get forward. It's different between the first game and the second game.
Very.
The first game they did push forward, they got on the attack, and the second game they didn't. And Melberg was saying, yeah, we just were not good on the ball to be able to get the ball forward. I mean, they had 33% possession in the game, which was the lowest and for City SC in a game in its existence, in a game that didn't have a red card involved. Only two shots on goal, but neither were terribly dangerous.
No.
And they just, there just wasn't a whole lot of offense in that game. Now, last year, as you may recall, offense not necessarily a problem. They had a lot of games where they scored 18 goals in the last 9 games of the season, which is part of the reason for the optimism for this year. It was like, okay, they can score goals, and then you just have to stop allowing so many. Well, they've got that part down. They have stopped allowing a lot of goals. I mean, they allowed 16 in the last 9 games of last season.
Right.
So right now they're at 0 through 2. So that's a big step forward.
It's almost like the team needs to be more like an American football team, where they need to have an offensive coach and a defensive coach. Because Melberg comes from the background of a defender. He knows that system, and he is focused clearly on improving that system. Yeah, we can check that mark off, but what are we going to do about the offense?
Well, and remains to be seen as to whether they need to have different combinations of players, whether a healthier Cedric Toyer, or not healthier, a fitter, ready to go, go 90 minutes. We were talking about this in practice today. What is the best combination of players out there? And that needs to be determined still. But they need to be better on the ball, because they gave the ball over a lot of times, and so they never got anything started because of that.
That's exactly right. I think Betcher, unfortunately, was one of the worst offenders of that. He would get into a position that looked promising and then immediately turn the ball over.
Yeah. So, they've got 2 ties, which, one.
After last season, I can't think of these ties as being good. Maybe Saturday's game was a tie that could feel like a win, given how San Diego was pressing the team and pressing that back line. But a tie is a tie. They're not going to go anywhere with a tie.
That's right. You need to win games at some point. And now you got the LA Galaxy coming up, which is an interesting challenge. The Galaxy have a midweek game in the CONCACAF Champions Cup in Costa Rica. So they will have a busy week for them, which includes not just a game in another country, a game in Central America.
Right.
So it'll be a busy week for the Galaxy, which are not off to a great start either. We'll have more about this on the podcast. Join us there. Until then, or until next week, be seeing you.